and welcome back to another Yellow Tuxedo video.
Yes, we are going down the productivity route. We're going to share some of the things we do to keep us on track productive with our 3 kids, our family business, all of our clients, all of the social platforms we do and everything else. And we're breaking this down. And today we are bringing you, what are we bringing everyone?
How we kind of keep ourselves organised in a really busy family environment.
Yeah, there's some few things we do to keep us on track, to help make life easy and just keep us going. But as always, we want to thank all of you for watching today. We genuinely appreciate it, to be honest, because we've said this in other videos. It's slightly narcissistic making lots of videos, but actually we also quite like sharing, and we hope that you get something from it to help you be more productive and get a little bit more organised.
For those of you who've been following for a little while, you will know that we are well on our way to our first 1,000 subscribers. If you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please, would you hit that little subscribe button at the bottom? We would love you forever. And of course, do give us a little thumbs up if you like this video. So why we wanted to make this video is quite simple. We work with our Digital Circus members all the time about getting organised and getting productive and getting content out there into the digital stratosphere. And we understand and recognise that there is a lot to do, and it can be quite overwhelming, especially if you are a solopreneur working by yourself or even a small team. We have lots to be doing. We have lots of different hats, operations hats and business hats and marketing hats and all those kind of things. And it can be overwhelming, but we understand and recognise that, and as a husband and wife team, there are certain things that we try and put in place together. It's exactly the same as you. We've exactly the same as you most of the time. Lots of balls in the air, but we have to put some structure in place as well to make sure that we can be as productive as possible.
Right, so the first thing we've done, it sounds really stupid, but we've tidied up the office. So what we've had...
sorry, he says tidied up. Tidied up this side of the office.
Yeah, the other side of the camera is an absolute dump, but the bit you can see looks vaguely tidy. There's a couple of things we did. We want to be in the zone, in the focus. So we've actually made our area slightly on brand, a mixture of yellow and grey and things like that to get us working. We've got some smart bulbs so we don't have to switch things on and off manually. How prehistoric and retro that is. We now ask our favourite voice assistant, try not to say her name, to turn them on and off for us. It sounds really stupid, but we just tidied it up. We put some greenery. Apparently this is good in, but we wanted it to feel different, to feel slick, to feel tidy. And actually before this, we had 2 tables that we'd cable tied together. True story. And we had a big backdrop of sparkly stuff you can see in some of our videos that would fall down. And behind that was 2 giant bookshelves that we've moved out into the hallway. But we've just tidied it up a little bit and tried to make it be just a little bit calmer, a little bit more organised.
It's a big thing. We reckon, we work from home together. We live and work and do everything in this one space. And we do have our laptops on our laps downstairs in the living room quite a lot as well. But sometimes we just want to be able to shut the door in this office, put the laptop on the stand and get productive and get stuff, especially when we're working with clients.
Well, so you can't do the client work in the what we call the middle room. It's like a dining room, a big dining room. It's
a vast space,
of nothingness in the middle room with the kids about, can you? So we have to have this space for that.
Next thing on our magic list of how we get more productive is our diary management. And we will be doing another video shortly about how we kind of organise our week with everything that we have to fit in, because we have a lot of personal stuff as well as all of our work stuff, client stuff, Digital Circus stuff, everything that comes in between, and just life as well. So we will do a secondary video on that later on, so do check out that one when it comes out. But really sitting and thinking about our week ahead, not just in terms of how we write it down, but sitting and talking to each other. Again, we are 2 people in this business, but we're husband and wife. We have stuff in our heads all the time, and that's just not good enough. We can't just keep it in our heads and expect the other person to magically know what we're talking about. So we have a shared diary on our iPhones, which has been a lifesaver for us. I do actually have to put it out there. I am still a pen and paper girl. I have to write things down.
We'll have this conversation. I have a notebook as well. Yellow Tuxedo notebooks.
Available on Amazon.
Yeah, available on Amazon. I am a full-on tech person. I want to do my bit for the environment. I recognise the benefits. I recognise the productivity, organisational benefits of being online, on the tech, phone synced and everything else. And we're going to come to that one in a moment as one of our other tips. But sometimes there is just something nice about writing down And absolutely, you know, that's why I have a notebook and you have a notebook, and then the world still seems to have notebooks.
But I still will print out a weekly, like a blank template schedule, and I will physically go through the process of writing things down, because for me, with my brain and how I work, unless I go through the process of writing it down, it doesn't absorb into my brain. And often I'll go, oh yeah, like today, for a great example, it was non-school uniform day at school, and I literally nearly put the kids in the car this morning with them in school uniform. But
so yeah, and when it comes to diary management, it's just so important that you put in the diary what's going on, whether that's taking the kids swimming, taking them to beavers or cubs, clients, meetings, and putting reminders and alerts on if it's got to work for you, right? So I do that. I don't need to rewrite it down. I just make sure everything's got an alert on 5 minutes before, and I look at it every morning, and that works for me. So it has to work for you, but fundamentally you still need this one space where everything is captured so you know what's going on. Or, God forbid, you drop over, someone can pick it up and carry on with it, really.
Drop over?
Well, yeah, I know. I was trying to make it... I was going to say like drop dead or something, but didn't want it to be that bad.
Next thing that we have started working on between the two of us, now that the children are at school, and Joseph, our youngest, is at preschool a little bit more these days. He has another year before he goes to school, but we put him in for a few more extra days now. We have a lot more It is quite sad.
Well, I miss him already, even though we're now getting loads more done.
We have the ability to do structure. Now, we've never really liked structure in its most formal sense. We always like to think of things of pirate code, because we have the ability to flex things when we see fit. But we do recognise that the only way in which we can get everything on our huge to-do list done ever, that's from creating YouTube videos to diary management to client work to accounting, all that kind of stuff has to get done. We have worked on a few strategies now to make sure that we get our structure right again, so we can move it around, a bit like a pirate code, really.
But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But that's just making sure that if there are things that need to happen regularly, that they have time in that diary. And we have regular things. We have coffee mornings we host. We have webinars we do monthly. We have client work we need to do, repeating client work. We have other networking, content things. But it's just about making sure that structure is in place if you're able to put it in. Now, as Emily said, we struggle quite a lot with routine, but having some kind of guidance is important. So then we can see where the free days are for new services, time off, etc., etc.
One of the first things that we do every quarter is work on our content strategy for the quarter moving forward. And we've been doing this with our Digital Circus members recently and our one-to-one clients as well. Really working out why we want to show up, what our intention is for that quarter, that core main goal for what we want to do, whether it be a new product launch or it be a new service or a new event that we're running, something like that. We always have that intention in mind as to why we're showing up, and we'll spend some time working out so those core themes and ideas and content that we want to be creating, like this video right now, to make sure that we understand from the very, very start of that process what we want to get achieved in that quarter. We might do another video soon about how we work on our content strategy. If you're interested, let us know in the comments.
Yes, do. We also set 3 monthly goals. So we choose them at the beginning.
3 monthly or
three goals
per month?
3 goals per month. We choose them, we stick them up on the board. We've got a whiteboard over there, and we can write them down so we know what we're trying to achieve. And then there's that kind of job of the day as well. What do you want to do today? So today is our filming day. We haven't argued at all. Much, probably more than we have done in a long time. But we still had to get the job done, and because we're aligned and we're focused and we know what we're doing, it's okay. And then the last part of the structure section is
we have a weekly meeting, and it's really important that we do that. Again, if you are a team of one, it's still important to have that time every single week to sit there and write it down if you need to. In that weekly meeting, we'll talk about what we did the week before, anything that's carried on to this week, any kind of major things in our diary that we know about or have forgotten about because I haven't written it down yet. We'll go through that and just kind of understand where we are in the week. Now, we have a lot of personal stuff that we have to fit in as well. For example, once a week, Alan has to drive to see his mum in Andover. We have to get in. We have children's appointments and things that are sometimes thrown into the mix when we're not quite sure that where they're going to pop up to. So we just want to make sure that we are really aligned on what's coming up and what our core focus is. Alan already said it in terms of goals. We try not to put too many things as goals in that week because we know that's not achievable, but we really focus on every single day making sure that we have one core goal or focus to make sure we can get that done and get that nailed.
One thing I would say is we do have, there's pros and cons of being a couple in business, but if you are a solopreneur, it may be worth trying to find yourself an accountability buddy that
Yeah.
you have those Monday morning meetings with, or whatever you choose to do. But just think about that as well.
And then lastly, we work on our shared storage between the two of us to make sure that we are both... We are both...
The cloud.
Whatever that means. That I'm really worried now that the cloud might... A bit like Facebook and Instagram going down yesterday. What if the cloud ever, rained?
I know. What if the cloud rained? I like that, but it hasn't. So for the moment, we need to kind of work with it.
Yeah.
We understand it's not going to be right for everyone, but for the moment, you've got some of the largest companies in the world who have the most focus on them. So that it's I'm even reluctant to say anything like this. Basically, embrace it until we know otherwise is the point.
Now, we don't use any particular third-party CRM. We don't have any fancy software for that. We are slaves to Apple, aren't we?
We are. We're in the ecosystem.
You're waiting for your iPhone and your Apple Watch any day now as well.
Yes, and hopefully we can order it.
But what we do utilise is everything that Apple gives us in terms of shared storage, shared photographs. We make sure that we have our diary synced at all times, and that actually when we are using the cloud, we make sure that we really update our client notes. So even if I'm working on a client and Alan picks it up later on, we know exactly whether each of us are going with that particular client or where we are on that project.
But we would say password protected, two-step authentication at all times, and really embrace it. It will make your life simpler, more productive, and more organized by having your notes syncing across, so you can type it on your phone, but then it appears on your Mac, your photos, your calendar, and as Emily said, that client data. It just embrace it. It will save so much time.
The last thing that we tend to do well for our organisation in our week, and I'm just putting this as a last curveball there.
Are you doing a curveball, are you?
We have car meetings.
We do car meetings.
We have several car meetings a day usually, because something will pop into our head. And actually our best thinking time is that when we're just the two of us sitting in a car driving to whichever school meeting, activity, whatever that is going on, we have good conversations.
Yeah, we do. I think that's really important. That's understanding what works for you, whether that's going to the gym, going for a run, having a bath, watching TV. You know you better than we do. But yeah, car meetings do work very well because we are free of all the distractions of the house and the business. And we just find ourselves, and we get inspired by being outside, don't we? We hope this helps. We've shared some stuff to help you get a bit more organised, get a bit more productive. You can do it. We know you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
Who does that? What film's that?
I want to say it's Starsky and Hutch.
It is with
Adam Sandler?
No,
Not Adam Sandler.
the other one.
Yes, Ben Stiller.
Ben Stifler.
Ben
Stiller.
Stiller. Whoever. Write it in the comments. We clearly can't get it right.
I'm sorry.
Right. Thank you so much for everyone for watching.
Again, if you do like this video, give it a little thumbs up, and of course, if you want to subscribe, that's always appreciated. Have a great day.
Bye.